Hello, this is author Mark Ropel coming to you live with another YouTube video. This video is going to be called the Ukraine Update. Now, I'm going to dedicate this video to a friend of mine who actually asked me to do this because he said, Mark, you know what you're doing, you know that part of the world, so he said, why don't you do a Ukraine update to tell us what's going on. Well, you know who you are, so this YouTube video is dedicated to you. Now, when it comes to the situation in Ukraine, here's the problem. I mean, since the conflict erupted in the Middle East, the Ukraine kind of took a back seat in the American media. I mean, I'm hoping that most of you noticed this. Now, the Ukrainian conflict is not going well for the Ukrainians at all, because I mean they're running out of ammunition and all that stuff. But but here's the real deal. What's going on? What amazes me is how can a country like America that is a total basket case. We are broke, ladies and gentlemen. How in the world can a country like America support Ukraine financially and militarily when we are broke ourselves? Because here's the deal. We have a crisis at our border. We have our inflation is skyrocketing. So, first of all, America, because of its economic situation at this point, cannot be this so-called lifeguard of the world. Let's put it that way. I mean, for example, what does that mean, the lifeguard of the world? Or a policeman of the world, for that matter. It means that every time Mr. Zelensky, for example, cries help, America comes running. Unfortunately, the Ukrainians got to realize that war in Ukraine is unsustainable. That is because America's already a basket case because of inflation, because of high prices of electricity, all that other things. And then because America is printing money as well. So our currency is basically based on fiat. It's a fiat. Our dollar is basically a fiat currency. But here's the deal with Ukraine. Every day that America is involved in the Ukraine conflict itself, the deeper we go into a financial abyss, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the problem. Now, there is another thing that has to be added to this particular discussion. That is the story of Poland. Now, Poland itself, the country of Poland, has been helping the Ukrainians with refugees. Sometimes they send them some of the post-Soviet weapons over there. They gave them some of the MiG-29s. Okay, but here's the problem. In that case, Poland became weaker. Now, the reason Poland's becoming weaker because Poland does not have the aviation industry like they used to have. They don't have the aviation industry. Because for example, the factory that was making Polish Mi-2 helicopters and some other aircraft in Mielec, that's been sold out to Sikorsky. So, see here, yeah, I would say yes. This should Poland gave the Ukraine gave away their post-Soviet equipment to the Ukraine when the war started? In my case, in according to my analysis and in my opinion, absolutely not. That is because Putin, Vladimir Putin's moving on Ukraine, all that stuff. But the question is, of course, Poland's got a war right on their doorstep. Now, supposedly, and this is a what-if scenario, what if Vladimir Putin decides, okay, I'll take over Ukraine, then the next thing, I'm going to go on Poland. Now, what will Poland do? What will Poland do if, and this is an if Vladimir Putin decides to invade Poland, because Ukraine might not be enough for him, so he might go after Poland. Now Poland, what they're doing now is they're trying to sort of bring back the draft, which it is a good idea in my opinion, and it is well overdue, because here's the problem. Yes, Poland is part of NATO, but what you have to do is you have to read what the NATO obligations are in case of attack on Poland. What is the NATO's obligation to Poland? The only thing they're going to do is it does not say that NATO countries will intervene in case of attack on Poland. They said that NATO may help Poland. It doesn't say that it will help Poland in case of attack. They say that it may help in case of attack. Now, see, let's go back to this guy, Vladimir Zelensky. Vladimir Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, is like a little kid that's throwing temper tantrums and say, give me more guns, give me more this, give me more that. Now, wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we see the example of Poland. Of course, Poland did a good gesture by giving them the equipment and all that stuff. But but Poland dug itself into a deeper hole by giving away this equipment to Ukraine. Their post-Soviet military equipment to Ukraine. They dug themselves into a hole because I know Poland gave away their post-Soviet equipment, but what Poland does not have in sufficient numbers, ladies and gentlemen, what they don't have in sufficient numbers is they don't have the replacement equipment, okay, they gave their post-Soviet military equipment to Ukraine, but they don't have anything in their arsenal that will replace it. Now, there are some things that Poland has ordered from South Korea, from the Boeing factories, and they ordered some weapons from America to replace the post-Soviet equipment. But however, what you have to realize is Poland dug itself into a hole when it comes to the defense of the nation is because, of course, that they signed all these agreements, all the stuff that the equipment will get here. But the question you have to ask yourself is, when is this equipment that Poland has ordered will get to Poland? Now, like I said, is it a good thing for Poland to be in NATO? Yes and no. That is a double-edged sword, because yes, NATO may intervene in the Polish defense when it becomes necessary, but it may. It does not say that it will. So again, Poland in a serious dug itself into a big hole when it comes to defense. Now, what Poland is trying, here's another thing. Poland is trying to bring back the military draft, which is a good thing. But here's the question, ladies and gentlemen. What is Poland going to equip its troops, when it comes down to having a draft? Now, when Poland does bring back the draft. Now, I mean, they're already bringing it back slowly, but eventually that's what Poland will have to do, is bring back the draft in order for the country to survive, because we don't know what Vladimir Putin will do. I mean, we can speculate and predict. Now, here's the nub and the rub when it comes to America, and America, unfortunately, like I said, it is a basket case. It cannot help anybody else because we are financially broke. We are printing money. Our inflation, like I said, it's going through the roof. So here's the problem. Now the question you should ask, and I'm going to try to end with this: is there going to be an economic collapse in America? Me, personally, I think we are in the midst of an economic collapse. But the reason you don't feel this collapse right now is, ladies and gentlemen, is because what's happening now is that we are collapsing slowly. Because, like I said, we have an open border. We have a media that is not reporting what's going on in Ukraine, because, like I said in the beginning of this video, whether Fox News, MSNBC, you name it, the public media, it has turned to the Middle East, and they're covering that. But the Ukraine conflict, it is slowly but surely disappearing off the headlines. But the thing is what you have to ask yourself now. This Ukraine war, it's going to go on for a long time, and that is because they're going to keep this war going because it is a good money maker. This war in Ukraine is a good money maker for the defense industry. Now, is this good or bad? Well, I have no opinion on this in this case. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if America does not wake up, and if the American people don't wake up, America's in trouble economically already, and it's going to be in bigger trouble. America's going to be in bigger trouble when America is still involved, because it's going to be in bigger trouble, because if America does not realize that it cannot help everybody, and basically America should stop, in my opinion, supporting Ukrainians in this case. They should stop supporting Ukrainians and focusing on ourselves, because like I said, we are a basket case. And when it comes to the Ukraine neighbor of Poland better wake up too. That can Poland survive? Yes, they can, but they have to take their manufacturing base back. They have to basically get out of the European Union. Now, get out of the European Union and basically be self-sufficient. Now, here's another thing that I'm getting from my sources. This is going to be part of the Ukraine update as well, but this actually concerns all of Europe. Now, what I've been hearing from my sources in Europe is that the European Parliament is trying to pass a law that will do away with the European countries' sovereignty in Europe. But what it will do, it will turn Poland, Czechoslovakia, all the European Union countries into what we call, like, France, all those other countries, Italy, for example. What the European Union wants to do is they want to do away with countries such as France, Poland, Italy, Greece, for example. They want to do away with the countries, and what they want to do is they want to turn those countries into regions. So in this case, ladies and gentlemen, the only thing Poland can do when this law passes, I'm still doing research on this, what this law is called, but they are working on the law in Parliament that they're going to do away with countries, but they're going to turn the countries in Europe into regions of Europe, and the European Union is going to be basically turned into a European superstate. Now, what can countries like Czechoslovakia, Poland, and countries who do care about their sovereignty do in this case? Well, the only thing, in my opinion, they can do at this point is basically to get out of the European Union as soon as possible, because, I mean, if they still care about their nation state and sovereignty, like, because once that law is passed that will turn the countries in Europe into regions but not countries, then unfortunately the problem is the countries like Poland and other countries in Europe will lose their control over the country, and eventually they will lose their sovereignty. Now, the war in Ukraine is not helpful for Europe at all, because it is a drain on the country's economy. Now, how will this conflict in Ukraine end? Nobody knows. So I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I will see you in my next video.